It's not alcohol. It's a seltzer. I also don't know if we're live yet because it's doing that spinny thing, but that's fine. Okay. Going live a few minutes early because that is my life and I didn't want to wait around anymore. You know how some people are like always late to everything? I am always a few minutes early and then I like wait around until it's time to start. But when you're doing the event yourself, you can just start whenever you want. So I apologize for this mess. This hair is squat day hair. Because when I'm going under the bar to get it on my back for squats, I hate when my hair like flops, so it ends up in this crazy bun. So that's where we're at. We're a little early. We're a little sweaty and messy. We're fine with it. Today I want to talk about protein and kind of go into what protein is, why we need it, where you can find it, how much do you need, and all of this is actually available in my free ebook. I'm going to go ahead and put the link so you can get the free ebook. Where is it? Here it is. In the comments, and then you can just snag that free ebook whenever you want. So, free ebook. There we go. So the link is in the comments. Basically, it just lays out everything I'm about to talk about in like a nice, organized fashion, and gives you some recipes and some pointers for increasing your protein at every meal. So, excuse me. First of all, what is protein? Protein is, they're chains of amino acids, so they're made up of amino acids. Our body uses proteins in all kinds of functions, in structure, in like every function that you can think of in your body, protein plays an important part. In fitness, it also plays an important part in muscle structure and muscle reactions and recovery, which is why you hear protein, or you hear fitness people talking about protein a lot, but I think there's also some misnomers about it. So I want to make sure that we know what it is, we know where it comes from, and then we can really just like conquer it. So like I said, it's chains of amino acids. There are 9 what are called essential amino acids that our bodies do not produce themselves, so we have to get them from food. When a food has all 9 essential amino acids, it's called a complete protein. So complete proteins are in like meat, like animal products, that literally you're eating the muscle tissue of an animal, so that's where the protein comes from. In plant-based products, complete proteins are in, like tofu, wheat gluten, seitan type stuff, tempeh, nuts and seeds have complete proteins in them. But to get enough protein throughout the day, your body does not need it to come all in a complete form with those 9 essential amino acids. If you're eating a wide variety of food throughout the day, you're getting a wide variety of amino acids, and then your body will put it together into the protein that it needs. So yes, we need to make sure that we're getting enough protein in our diet, but my recommendations for how much protein that you need is probably lower than someone who doesn't have a background in plant-based eating, because people just don't understand that we can get the amino acids from lots of different places and our body will put it together. So at the end of the day, eating a wide variety of healthy foods is like really beneficial for your body, okay? Also, prioritizing protein for specifically fat loss and fitness goals is going to be really important because of the way that protein interacts with our hunger cues. So protein is a macro. Oh, I have a tip. What's my new tip? I don't know what that means. Okay. Protein, what was I talking about, is the macronutrient that has the most satiety effect. So it keeps us fuller longer. So when you're looking for fitness results when you are building muscle, or fat loss results when you're trying to stay in a calorie deficit, protein plays a really important role. So to recap kind of what protein is so far, it's a chain of amino acids. We can get amino acids from food. Our body also does make some, but the 9 essential amino acids are the ones we have to get from food. You can get them in complete forms, or you can get them in the amino acids that are already kind of like on their own, and then your body will put them together. We need them for muscle growth, muscle recovery, staying full between meals, and then lots of functions throughout our body. So it is something that we should prioritize in the right amounts, because just like anything else, if you overeat on protein, it's extra and your body's going to store it or flush it out. So how much protein do you actually need? For general health and wellness, your protein deficiency is not a thing. So as long as you're eating enough calories and you're eating a wide variety of foods, you're getting enough protein and enough amino acids to be totally healthy. Okay, so keep that in mind. For general health and wellness, as long as you're eating enough calories of a wide variety of food, you're doing just fine. But when we're specifying a fat loss or a fitness goal, we need to increase that protein so we can get the benefits of having more of it in our diet. So, excuse me, in the Protein Pointers ebook, the free one that's linked in the description, I break down in a formula how much protein you should be eating based on your goal and based on your body weight. So I'm going to direct you there to read that little formula and figure out what you need. Like I said, general health and wellness, it's not really something to worry about as long as you're eating enough. For fat loss, you need a little bit more because it helps you stay full between meals. Like I said, it helps your body to function really well, even on a calorie deficit, just makes you feel better. And then if you're building muscle, you need even more because for muscle recovery and growth, we need those proteins even more. So that's why. Again, go to the ebook and get those formulas to figure out how much you need. Now, how do we make sure that we're getting enough? If you, every time you sit down to eat, you think, okay, what is my protein source? And you make sure that you have one at every single meal, then you're going to be fine. Again, it's really easy to get enough protein when we're just prioritizing it. But part of that too is learning where the sources of protein come from. So when we, in an American vernacular, American diet, when we say protein, we often think of meat. But you can get protein in so many other ways. Of course, if you want to eat meat, like more power to you. You can eat meat, whatever. I'm not going on a rant about that. But you can get protein from other sources as well. So it's really beneficial to become aware of what other foods are kind of sneakily hiding protein, because you can add more of those into your meal, not feel like you're eating a huge serving of something really heavy, and still get all of the proteins that you need. So again, in the ebook, ooh, that was it was a motorcycle outside. In the ebook, it lists out all these different places that you can get protein. Traditional protein sources, like I said, are meat and animal products. So like meats, you should always do lean meat, eggs, egg whites, lean fish, like that kind of stuff. You can also get protein from plant-based sources that are like, overt protein sources like tofu, seitan, tempeh, that kind of stuff. You can get protein in dairy and dairy replacement products. You can get protein in nuts and seeds. And those are more overt proteins because it's like they're those complete 9 essential amino acids, and they're the things that we like think about automatically as protein sources. Then in the ebook, it'll go into sneaky sources of protein. So these are things that you can like just put on your plate as other parts of your meal that are also going to give you plenty of protein. The biggest one being high protein vegetables. Did you know that there were high protein vegetables? Hell yeah, there are. And it goes into that in the ebook. So high protein vegetables, you need to have vegetables every time you eat. And if you can choose ones that are higher in protein and eat a nice serving of that, it's going to get you a few grams of protein additional to your plate besides just whatever your protein source is. So high protein vegetables, dark leafy greens are high protein, broccoli is high protein, peas, Brussels sprouts. There's more in the ebook that are escaping my mind right now, but when you realize, oh, like that's just sneaking in some more proteins for me, then it makes it really easy just to not like notch up that protein on your plate. Another great way to get more protein is to look at your carb source. Because again, we need a carb source every time we eat. If you go back to my sort of balanced plate graphic that I know is somewhere in this group, if you add carb sources that also have protein, it's a really easy way to just kick up the protein in that carb source. So things like quinoa, brown rice has a lot of protein. Oatmeal has protein in it. If you can do like a buckwheat noodle, soba noodles are made out of buckwheat, or even like a legume-based pasta, like the chickpea pasta, or even just putting beans on your plate, like chickpeas on your plate. Those are starches, and they have protein, which is amazing. So what you can see, like as you're building your plate, if you're picking high protein vegetables, picking high protein starches, and you're getting a nice serving of protein on there, you're going to have plenty of grams of protein in that meal. And if you do that 3 or 4 times a day, then you're set. Okay, so it's one of those things where we do need to bump up our protein, but if you just are conscious of it and prioritize it at each meal, it's really easy. That way you're not stuck relying on protein shakes and protein supplements to get enough protein. Wow, how many times can I say protein in under 10 minutes? Then what's the deal with protein shakes? Again, there's more details in the free ebook, so go snag that. But what's the deal? What was I talking about? Oh, protein shakes. You can tell it's the time of the night where I start to get like tired. So protein supplements can be really helpful if you struggle to get protein from food, and you should pick one that you can like get behind the ingredients. In the Protein Pointers ebook, which I love so much, there is 5 recipes of ways to use protein powder that are not just drinking a protein shake, because sometimes that's just like the worst. And you can make delicious high protein desserts and recipes using protein powder to add flavor and sweetness and protein to a dish that otherwise would kind of be junk food. So all of those recipes are in the Protein Pointers ebook. And I hope this training was helpful in understanding protein. I like to keep these lives under 10 minutes so that you can really just like watch it and knock it out. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them later on. And go eat a high protein dinner and have a great night. Okay, bye.